Joy is in the air, my friends. We're so lucky to have Miles and Letha here with us this week for Supernova Sunday. And yeah, I know I'm grateful. So please join me in the thank you song. Stand if you are able and willing. And we'll hit 4 thank yous and then we'll get into the song. So we'll give 4 thank yous. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Here we go.
Wardrobe issue. Okay. That was so embarrassing. We have lots of fun here at Unity Center of Peace.
Yes, we do.
I am Reverend Victoria Loveland Coen, and to my left is the wonderful Pat Webster, who will be anchoring us in meditation and prayer. We want to say hello to those of you joining online. We're so grateful to have you here. If you want to say hi in the chat, and then we feel like we have a real connection going, okay? All right, so let's take a nice deep breath together. Settle back, and as Pat lights the Divine Light candle, scoot over here a little bit. I invite you to just be with that element of fire, that sacred element, for just a moment. And let's say our opening invocation from this place of centering in our heart. Together. There is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life. God, the good omnipotence. Breathe. Really feel the essence of what you're saying here. This available field of infinite good that is just waiting. It's amazing potential that is here right now, just waiting for us to say yes to it. And so we say yes. 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 And so it is. Okay.
I surrender. I trust.
Yes. If you will, if there's anything on your lap, lay that aside so that you can clear all the energy for being here in this sacred, precious moment. Right here and now. And as we take a deep breath, we release anything that stands between us and being right here. Any jiggly Jews about getting here, or what your part in this service is, anything, what we'll do after church, release it all with a big sigh. And we go to that omnipotent power inside, that divine of us, that infinite, abundant source, and know that in that place, we are the creator of our lives. We create our lives from that powerful place. And we are here today so grateful for this springtime, as all those trees that looked dead just had their energy resting in the soil, and now renewed from Grandmother Earth, they're popping out with all the beauty and energy of spring, reminding us that apparent death is only part of the cycle. And we are glad to be here in this time of renewal. We're going to go into the silence for a few minutes, see what is there for us, beginning now. And feeling ourselves renewed through this infinite, abundant source inside of everything that we need for the creativity and imagination to create our lives in wonderment. And now we will say out loud, softly, the name of anyone who needs our special love, energy, and attention and prayers. Yarrow, Lily, Allie. Knowing that research shows that even if people don't know they're being prayed for, their lives get better, all kinds of ways. So we have sent that energy out in the world. And we now place our energy on our prayer box. It sits in the hallway. And anybody who has special prayer requests can fill out a paper and put it in this box. So these are members of people who are community. People are community. Members are not. Anybody can do this. And we focus all our love and divine energy and power, blessing on all the prayers that are in this box. Because knowing that the divine in them, the people who place these prayers, and that divine power from us generated towards the people who place these prayers, anything is possible in navigating this human life, because the divine is there for them and there in all of us who empower the divine of them for whatever healing, financial, relationships, spiritual, physical, whatever healing needs to occur. And now we gently open our eyes, stretch a little if you need to, and turn and honor at least two people as you gaze into their eyes and know that you are seeing the divine in them and they in you. Be beholden as divine. And if you will now, let's say our vision and our mission, which is on this and also up there on the screen. Our vision, we envision the divine light awakening in all. Our mission, we center in peace and love. We connect in our hearts with others. We celebrate our journey toward wholeness, and we empower others to experience their spiritual magnificence. And so it is.
We're so grateful to have Letha and Miles Costin here as part of Supernova Sunday. Let's give them a hand. Music's a treat this week, y'all.
People Open the doors and board them. There's room for all among those loved the most. There ain't no room for a hopeless sinner who'd hurt all mankind just to save his own. Have pity on those whose chances grow thinner, 'cause there's no hiding place against the kingdom's throne. So people get ready, there's a train a-coming. You don't need no baggage, you just get on board. All you need is faith to hear the diesel humming. You don't need no ticket, you just thank the Lord. Sing it again. People get ready, there's a train a-coming. You don't need no baggage, just get on board. All you need is faith to hear the diesel humming. You don't need no ticket, you just thank the Lord. I said you don't need no ticket, you just thank the Lord.
All right, Miles and Latha, thank you. With Karen Novi and Andres. Whew, what a team. Good morning. Good to see your faces. All right, how many of you have seen the Apple TV show Severance? Raise your hand. Oh, a few of you, yeah. So if for the rest of you, it's about some people who have chosen to undergo, it's hard to explain, they've chosen to undergo a procedure that splits their identity into a work person, where they don't have any distractions of their home life, and into the home person, their regular life without any distractions of their work. And it's sort of a chip that they place in the brain that switches identity the moment they take the elevator up to their severed floor in this company, and then it switches back when they, at the end of the day, when they reach the bottom floor. And yeah, truly. And you wonder, well, why would they undergo something like this? And you kind of find out that they're all trying to escape some pain in their lives. So it's like 40 hours a week. They don't have to think about the trauma or experience the pain in their lives. And at the beginning of the series, the work person is kind of bland. They're sort of a cipher. It's just they go to work. And then later on, they begin to develop relationships with each other, and they develop likes and dislikes. They develop desires that their home person would never think about. And here's the thing, the two identities don't know anything about the other. They're completely separate, right? And so, so spoiler alert, if you haven't watched the last episode, put your fingers in your ears and go, la, 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 la. Andres is running out of the room. He's like, I didn't want to see it. I'm not going to give all of it away, but they find a very clever way to allow Mark, who's the main character, to have a conversation between both identities. And you begin to realize these are completely different people occupying the same body. Completely different, right? And then you're kind of left wondering, well, who is the real Mark? Okay, you can go to uncover your ears now. Which brings up an important question, right? Who are we really? How much of us is shaped by our environment? And for those of us on a spiritual path, it's a question we want to ask ourselves, right? Continually. Most people when asked, tell me about yourself, they say, they talk about where they're from, or their occupation, or their age group, or their religion, or their political affiliation, or their gender identity, or some sort of special interest groups, right? So we are none of those things, right? We have assumed an identity. We've been mistaken about who we are and assumed an identity that's not really us. And so Robert Brumet talks about in his book, Birthing a Greater Reality, which is our inspiration for this talk series. He talks about how we have all created a separated sense of self that most people call the ego, but that's not really accurate. So he calls it the false self. And this false self, he says, is really a pattern of repeated thoughts and feelings and behaviors that we have mistaken for us. And it is obscuring our true essence. And that's painful. And so he talks about, here he says, the cause of all human suffering lies in the mistaken belief that our separated personal self is our true self and that it is real. So how and why did we create this false self? For most of us, it was kind of created in our childhood, right? Because our parents identified with that false ego personality. Not for most of us, not everybody, but for most of us, our parents didn't really have an awareness of their divine essence. So it's learned behavior. And then it gets reinforced through, our lifetimes, through society. And our false self sort of learns how to kind of protect us against anything that might feel vulnerable and causes any pain, right? So it helps us navigate our way through an upside down world. I mean, you think about it, and you think it might be a little difficult to walk around all day long being your true divine essence, right? I am love. I am light. You are love. You are light. Which is true, right? And a beautiful thing. But we may need that sort of ego personality to kind of help us get stuff done. and to fit in, right? But the problem is it has taken over our whole identity, and rather than being of service to our divine self, which is where it belongs, of service to our higher divine self, that's where it belongs, right? And we get further and further disconnected from our essential nature. So, this false self is, in a sense, hijacked our true identity, right? It has hijacked our true identity, which leads us to feeling a sense of emptiness, I mean, it's painful not being who you truly are, right? And so this false self learns to fill up this sense of emptiness. And this is where addictions and obsessions and unhealthy attachments kind of come from, right? So part of conscious evolution, which is the journey that we are all on here, is putting this false self, or could call it the separated ego personality, putting it in its proper place and remembering who we truly are, right? Remembering who we truly are, being this true self. So, who are we, truly? Who are we? So the author gives an analogy in the book about, it's kind of like shining a flashlight in a dark room, in a very dark room. So let's say it's your bedroom, and it's pitch black dark, but you've got a flashlight. So everything the light touches, you can identify. The bed, there's maybe your side table, there's maybe the lamp on your side table, there's maybe the window, maybe over here you have a little settee, in your bedroom, if you do. Maybe there's a pile of dirty clothes on the floor. Eventually the light will see everything. You will see everything. But what you'll never see is the source of the light. Let me put that down. Because we are the light that touches everything. We are the light that is touching everything. So I love that there's a little infant here, because I am remembering when my girls I had twins, were babies, and really young infants, kind of before they could really clearly see, before their eyes really focused on something, just really little. And I remember holding them, and they would look kind of above my head, and I'm thinking, oh, are you seeing my aura? You looking at my aura? Or maybe it's an ancestor, And both of our their grandmothers had passed away before they were born. So I like to think maybe, it was a grandparent or something. It was such a precious time. And it's short, it doesn't last, because then their eyes begin to focus on your face, which is wonderful, right? But I remember thinking, oh, you have let go of the infinite, realm of spirit. You have let go of that now. And so that is our process of incarnating into this human form, is we have to separate from that invisible, universal realm of divine essence, and we learn to be human. But the problem is where we're getting the information about who we are as human, comes from other people who are not connected with their divine self, right? And so we kind of learn early on things about us that may not reflect the absolute truth of us, and it starts really early. Oh, you're a big boy. And big boys don't cry, right? Oh, she probably won't be very good at math. Good thing she's cute. Oh, he's going to be athletic, Oh, you're prone to a lot of temper tantrums, aren't you? Is that going to be problematic? So we absorb this information really early on, right? And it begins to define us. We also learn early on what is acceptable behavior and what is not acceptable behavior. And what is not acceptable, we repress, right? Because our first instinct is to be loved and accepted. That's from our primary caregivers. We have to be loved and accepted. And so we repress it, and this is the beginning of this dynamic of developing a shadow self, which is what he's talking about in this chapter. It's a shadow self because those parts of us don't go away. They just get rejected and repressed, and they are literally living in the shadow, that shadow of fear and shame, right? But they show up later, usually in unhealthy ways, right? If we haven't done some healing around it. Or sometimes those parts of us are so abhorrent to us that we can't even acknowledge it's part of us. And so we'll project it onto someone else. Here's a clue that you may be projecting part of yourself that you haven't yet acknowledged onto someone else, is if you have an oversized reaction to some behavior that you really, don't approve of, right? Coming from somebody you don't approve of. If you have an oversized reaction to it, it could be an indication that, you're projecting your own shadow self onto the other person. So how to address the shadow self and heal it, he talks about in the next chapter, in chapter 4 in the book. And I'm going to talk about it a little bit next week, but I have something else in mind. So really you want to kind of read that chapter in the book. And here's the thing. I think it's interesting that a lot of spiritual leaders, it's become a popular topic. A lot of spiritual leaders are talking about this and writing about it. Brumet writes about it. Our friend Derek Rydell writes about it. I even devoted a chapter of it in my book. And it's that evolution of thought that is part of the New Thought movement. And I feel really good to be kind of part of a movement that says, it's a natural process and a healthy process to evolve thinking, to evolve thought from where it first started, right? That's part of a healthy spiritual path. The New Thought pioneers never talked about this, at least as far as I don't know that the Fillmores ever addressed this. It's not just something that people were addressing back then. So we have grown and evolved consciously. That's what this whole thing is about, conscious evolution. So how wonderful it is to acknowledge that, we're not stuck in this, this is the way the founders, saw it. We are growing and evolving. So conscious evolution is also about our relationship with God, understanding God and our relationship with God, Spirit, universal source, whatever we want to call it. So when asked somebody on a spiritual path, who are you? They may say, I'm a child of God, which is closer than identifying yourself with your occupation. But as we spiritually mature, we may grow into an understanding that I am more than a child of God. I am a co-creator with the universe. That divine essence, I am that divine essence knowing itself more fully as me. I am that divine essence knowing itself more fully as me. Let's say that together. I am that divine essence knowing itself more fully as me. Yeah. We talked about last week this process of involution, how the absolute or divine essence loses itself in human form and is awakening and evolving through different dimensions of our being to be fully realized. We talked about that last week and in our book study group. So some people have been very fortunate to have had a glimpse, to catch a glimpse of their true, authentic, divine identity, to know it so clearly, to know their oneness in a kind of mystical moment or cosmic consciousness experience. And he shares an experience of Jean Houston when she was a child in the book. And so this is her experience. She says, I was no longer just Jean Houston, age 6. I had awakened to a consciousness that spanned centuries and was on intimate terms with the universe. Everything mattered. Nothing was alien or irrelevant or distant. The furthest star was right next door, and the deepest mystery was mystically seen. It seemed as if I knew everything and that I was everything. How amazing to have had an experience like this just to begin with, but to have it when you're that young? Wow. You know, it's no wonder she went into the profession she did, right? Which was the human potential movement. And in fact, a lot of people who have been fortunate enough to have some sort of mystical experience like this do go into a healing profession or ministry or something like that. So I have shared with many of you before my kind of mystical experience that I had when I was 15. So I won't go over it here. But what I want to do is for you, I want to hear from you. I want you to think about an experience that you may have had either as a child or an adolescent or adult, something where you suddenly knew who you truly were. Now, it doesn't have to be, the heavens opening and the angels, a choir of angels singing. I mean, cool, if that's true. But it doesn't have to be that. It could just be you walking down the street. And suddenly, you felt so one with the trees and the blossoms and other people. Or coming up here and playing your guitar and just so getting in the flow that you feel one with everything, right? I think musicians very often have experiences like this, artists. But I know all of you have had something. And I want to hear it. So next week, I want you to think about it this week. To really sort of, you may not think of, may not occur to you right now, but through the week, you may think, oh, you know what, there was that moment, because it's so brief that sometimes we forget. Think about it, and next week, I want to invite anyone who wants to share to come up and share their experience. Because when we do this in a sacred energy like this, with our collective agreement of this growing consciousness, we're really creating possibilities, right? We're creating the possibility for this to happen for all of us. All right? So many people, just kind of give me a little tiny hand up. Do you think maybe you have had an experience like this that you'd like to share? Okay, I see a lot of hands going up. Yeah. Wonderful. All right. Let's do it, huh? Namaste.
Did any of y'all used to wear go-go boots? You might feel inspired to stand up and do a little go-go boot dancing with this next song. And it's certainly relevant to once we figure out who our true identity is, that we end up with a certain sense of freedom, right?
Roshana and Andres. So nice. So fun.
Freedom. Thank you, thank you. That is how we feel in our divine self. So it's time now for our sacred ritual of prosperity and abundance. Because we know that we are that infinite source of everything, including prosperity, money, energy, everything. And we know that when we open our hearts and our pocketbooks, that we give that energy out and it comes back infinitely greater to us. So this is a way that we start that energy in this moment circulating through our community, through the world, and back to us. All kinds of ways to give. The ways are right up there. Those of us who are conscious sustainers, you can hold this green thing up to your heart, knowing that you're connecting with that infinite source of abundance of everything. If you're here as a visitor or for the first time and feel like you're getting something, want to throw something in the pot, that'll be great too. And as we do that, we are going to say our blessing, which is on this sheet or up there on the screen. It's at the bottom of this buff page, if it doesn't come up. The blessing of our gifts. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am. And so it is. Coming from our hearts and our minds and flowing out through our hands, we bless and multiply the energy of these gifts. Yes. And with that, that's it. I haven't done this in a little while. I'm getting my groove back. Yep. And for those of you who want special prayers for the month, our prayer chaplains pray over these prayers. We take them very seriously. They circulate among us, and feel free to use them. Thank you. Okay, who is here with us for the first time? Anybody? Oh, good. If you haven't received your little packet yet, and you'll keep your hands raised, you've got your packets? Okay. And also, this is a time of gratitude, good stuff coming back to us, and we want to, our flower angel today is Catherine Smart, and she's here healing, and we're grateful for that, and her healing is overflowing with these beautiful flowers. And Catherine says, with heartfelt gratitude and love, I dedicate these flowers to the Unity Center of Peace community. Your unwavering support, love, prayers, nourishing meals, thoughtful visits, and comforting calls, cards, and texts uplifted me, more than you know, during my recovery from hip surgery. I'm especially thankful for the generous efforts of the prayer team, the I've Got Your Back team, and the Women's Circle, who showered me with love and care in so many ways. I'd also like to thank Ellen and Jamie Coen for lending me a very special electromagnetic healing mat, and Maria Kavanaugh for her helpful homeopathic advice. Okay, good. And so we now have more special music.
We do indeed. I don't know. I feel like this one came out in the 70s. Is that, am I?
1979.
Just barely. Just barely.
I have it written down. This is a Jerry Rafferty song. And again, you're going to be able to sing a few lines here and there, so free yourselves.
Feel free to get up and move, too.
Absolutely.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Out on the street, I was talking to a man. He said, there's so much of this life of mine that I don't understand. You shouldn't worry, I said, it ain't no crime. 'Cause if you get it wrong, you'll get it right next time, next time. You need direction, yeah, you need a name. When you're standing at the crossroads, every highway looks the same. After a while, you recognize the signs. So if you get it wrong, you'll get it right next time, next time. Thoughts can be liars, your mind can be a cheat. It'll lead you on and pull the ground from underneath your feet. No use complaining, don't you worry, don't you whine. 'Cause if you get it wrong, you'll get it right next time, next time.
beautiful. Well, we just did our ritual of abundance, and now some of that abundance is coming back to us through things that are going on here. Spring, this is a time of renewal, and Unity Center of Peace continues to offer classes and workshops and book studies and events under our spring renewal. You know, when one of my seminary courses was the types of churches you have, and with our size, we would be termed a pastoral church. But we actually offer all the kind of energy and workshops and learning that usually is only manifest in larger churches. And a lot of this is due to our leader, Reverend Victoria, and all the energy that is in our community. So our spring renewal events are as follows. We're having the Birthing a Greater Reality Sunday Talk series, and there's an ongoing book study to accompany it. We continue through the next few weeks with our spring study talk and series on Robert Brumet's book, Birthing a Greater Reality, a guide for conscious evolution. Conscious evolution, that's really wonderful. It doesn't just have to happen by accident. People still have an opportunity to sign up for the book club at unitychapelhill.org and purchase a book from the office. The 6-week companion study groups have begun. They're on Thursdays by Zoom from 6:30 to 8 with Reverend Victoria. And if you want to come in person, on Friday afternoons with David Glass here at UCP from 3 to 4:30. If you want to be on the Zoom course, please register under unitychapelhill.org. So that you can get the Zoom link for the Zoom class on Thursdays. Kellen Kamakaro is continuing her sound healing and chakra cleansing series on Mondays at 6:30. Each class focuses on one of the chakras, and this week it's the heart chakra. And it is to help us realign and restore our energy centers through the healing power of sound. I overheard some of that last week, and it was just magic. Tomorrow, so sign up using the QR code and on the TV screen, or again, unitychapelhill.org has all these events and how you get involved with them. On Saturday, April 12th, UCP is having its first cleanup day of this year. And it's going to be 9:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. with a 30-minute lunch break, and pizza will be provided. Yeah, that's inviting, isn't it? It'll include raking and pulling weeds in our spiral labyrinth to prepare us for the World Labyrinth Day ceremony on the first Saturday in May, tidying up our beautiful Serenity walk and the medicine wheel on the grounds. We're going to have we're renting a power washer to wash parts of the building, deck, and sidewalks, along with window washing and cleaning up sticks from the parking lot aisle, and a few odd jobs around the building and grounds. If you feel called to this service in this vital way, please sign up today on the sign-up sheet on the back shelf right back there. We're having a full moon ceremony, which are ceremonies that allow us to renew, release, and transform. The fire is a catalyst for cleansing and change, while the full moon's energy supports this transformation. Our monthly full moon fire ceremonies are open to all ages and families. And so it'll be, this month's fire ceremony will be April 11th at 7 p.m. Eat, Thrive, and Grow, a healing energy and vibrant living workshop. Marlene Medina is going to be giving this workshop. Marlene works for me about every other Wednesday, helping me with administrative work. And she is an encyclopedia about food and nutrition and good health. And it's going to be, the workshop she's going to give is fun, inspiring, and hands-on, where you will connect deeply with your body, fuel it with the right foods, and unlast and unleash lasting energy and vitality. Come ready to learn, laugh, and feel inspired. It's about real-life strategies, delicious food, and empowering your health in a way that's easy, practical, and fun. Once again, you can register at unitycenterofpeace.org. Today's deeper dive discussion is led by Gaines Steer. That's going to be down the aisle and in the last room on the right. And this is an opportunity to dive deeper into today's message content and talk about how you personally relate to it. Michael Savino, where are you, Michael? You here? He's going to be doing the chair massage up here on the podium for a love donation. And so he gives great massages. And then we have our Sacred Cafe. Join us right after for coffee, light snacks, and fellowship. It's going to be on the back deck because our warm time of revival is here. And spring is here, and so we can do that. Our 3-minute miracle, it happens in the last room on the left, and one of our trained prayer chaplains will be there to pray with you. And this week, it's our prayer chaplain team co-chair, Lorraine Lewis. And if you're online and you want a prayer, you can send an email to prayer@unitychapelhill.org, and Lorraine will give you a phone call and pray with you. Be sure and leave your phone number on the voicemail or on the email. Okay, and then our beautiful Arena has an announcement as well.
Well, I'm having my very first art show next Friday, and it's an Apex Friday when it's reception for 6 to 8. And I'm very grateful for this community as my artistic journey started here 2 years ago. It's like a seed that arrived in the fertile soil that just sprouted and got crazy. And if you want to see what got me to, it's hard to express. But I'd like to invite you all, and I want to express my gratitude to all of you because you got me where I am now, and I'm very excited. So I have some flyers print out if you like more information. I know the Women's Circle will be coming and supporting me, which is a great support. And I thank you all, and I hope to see some of you there.
Whoa! Beautiful! Beautiful! And I've seen one little beautiful child angel peeking in the door, all dressed in white, and our children are ready, so let's welcome them in.
I am the radiant light from God, I am, I am, I am. I am the radiant light from God, I am, I am, I am. I am the God, the strength of God, vitality, energy, being from God. I am the radiant light from God, I am, I am, I am.
Good afternoon.
Hi.
Hello. How y'all doing? Great. Sweet. We heard some good music upstairs, man. Yeah. Nice. We had 2 beautiful, powerful children today. We finished the month of what is it? March? Yes. Talking about wisdom. I had proposed, we could do coloring and then put it on our shoes because one way to gain the most amount of wisdom is to walk along the path and experience life. So we've built, so just here, I'm wearing all the accoutrements, yes? Sorry. I'm wearing all the accoutrements that we had for the month, the ears that we listen to ourselves, the heart center, the wings that help us fly, the bowl that we collect the wisdom as we meditate or hear from others, and then the experience along the path. So it's been a great month. Next month, we're going to start the power of love. And we're going to build kind of like a paper chain. I'm into paper now. But anyway, paper chain. It's kind of looking at the 5 languages of love for ourselves, for others, and then for our community. What it looks like, how we can enact it, and then, of course, how we are gifted to it on a daily basis. So bring your children. Let's build a community of love.
So we're going to bless our children. Come back just for 1 minute while we bless the children. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you just the way you are. And we behold the Christ in you. Mwah! And if you're able and willing, please stand up for our prayer of protection and our peace song. Here we go, the prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God wafts us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Here I'm at Unity Center of Peace with our house band, Bright Matter.
Hello.
Yeah, and if this video has inspired you or empowered you or opened your heart, opened your consciousness, or even just given you hope, we ask that you support what we're doing here by making a donation today, going to unitychapelhill.org or clicking the link below. And we thank you.
Thank
Thank you.